How are you like her in your everyday life?
I am extremely close with my mom, and that was something that from the get-go I read and I thought, wow, to be able to portray a teenager girl relationship with her mom in this way, as opposed to it always being this kind of bratty teenager to her mom, was a really cool new relationship to show. And I'd like to think that I would go on the same journey that Clary goes on to find my mom. And she's really excited and passionate, and it's okay to be nervous and vulnerable for her, but I think she never falls victim to her journey, and I thought that was really important.
From Kelly and Pembroke Pines, Jamie. Were there any pranks you played on the other cast members, or that anybody played on you?
I love you!
I gotta be honest, you look like a party animal. You look like a lot of fun.
I can be fun sometimes. Thank you, meet you. We'll go play tonight. What? That's for you, Kevin. You have to twerk. I can screw up lines a lot, and when I screw up lines, I always make them sound like a little bit more explicit than they should sound. So Lily, when we were shooting, had to deal with me saying things that weren't necessarily meant to be said. It took a few times to sort of get them right, and then when I did get them right, she would still be giggling because of the fact that I'd said them wrong before, and there were a few F-bombs and stuff dropped by accident, so I'm sorry. Can I say a line that I said wrong? No.
Marcy from Miami, Kevin wants to know, what was the funniest moment for you while filming the entire movie?
Well, I had a break in the middle of filming, and I flew back to go see my wife.
Now, was that an awe of disappointment or an awe of how sweet? Okay.
Thank you. And I'm a really bad flyer, so I have to take medication when I fly. And I showed up on set with a big basket of cookies for Jamie that I convinced the flight attendant to give me. They make fresh baked cookies on the airline, so I showed up in not a very good state, and I showed up.
What airline do you fly? Any airline I get on, they give me a bag of peanuts and tell me to be quiet for 3 hours.
American Airlines, baby.
Wow!
Yeah. Fresh baked cookies every time. There she is. Nice. My frequent flyer number is 4M679W4.
He like mashed them all together as well in this what was it?
Like tinfoil.
Tinfoil. He like put like the chocolate ones and the white chocolate ones all together, so it turned up in this big ball of like gooey, doughy mess. And he's like, Jamie, I bought you this gift. Dude, I can't eat those.
Real quick, one last question. This is for all three of you guys. When you look back at the movie and you watch it, is there any scene where you're like, oh, I think I could have done that better, or I wish I would have done something different, or is there anything at all in the movie that you see and think, you know what, maybe in the next time in the next movie, I'll do something a little different, or is something portrayed differently from you?
I mean, I should not speak for them, but from watching the film myself, I think it's, especially because it's the first of, people have expectations for this film, but I think we wanted to make a really good film for people who may not have read the books also. So I think part of what we did and what we tried to do was just sort of make a great film. And hopefully, the fans, I'm sure, hopefully will love it. But I also want people who have never read the books, never heard of the books, to be able to go and see a film. So I think the performances in this film, aside from me, are excellent. And especially I think that Lily really has to carry this film. And I think her consistency and the ability for the audience to follow along with her is something that was quite remarkable to watch.
That's awesome to know. So if you haven't read the book, you can just jump right in and watch the movie.
Of course. I mean, I'm a 28-year-old guy, and I I went to the screening room at Sony, and I had the best time. And you know, I'm not exactly the demographic of people who have read these books, and I love this movie. I mean, it's full of action, and it's funny, and it's fast, and I loved it. So.
Yeah. I think it's very rare to look back on a project and actually have your life during filming and the film blend so much that you can't actually remember when you were working and when you were having fun, because the whole experience was like summer camp. And I think it's hard to watch it back and go, I would have done that differently, because I know how much I put into it and how much everyone put into it, and how at the end of the day we all went home exhausted but so proud. And so I think when you feel that proud of what you've done, it's really hard to have any regret. It just makes me more excited to go back for the second one and maybe give it like even more for the action, especially because Clary shows more potential with her action. But I think we all know each other so well now that going back we'll have even more to play with when it comes to the improv or knowing our characters better. So no regrets, just even more excited for the second.
I mean, like, for all of us, and for myself, and I guess as, like, performers anyway, we're very self-critical of whatever it is that we do. It's just sort of in our nature. Like, I felt like that as a kid as well. I felt like I hated myself and whatever, like, and I went back and I watched the movie, and it was like the first thing that, obviously, you know, for a lot of us, it's the first time that we're sitting there and we're involved in such a huge picture, and like we have you guys support, and it's such a big deal for us. And like I sat down and I was so proud of what we've done that there was at no point that I looked at any of us and went, I could have done that better, or like someone could have done that better than me. Like we put 120% into this. Genuinely, it means so much to us. Like, it really does. And we really appreciate you guys. So, we think you guys are gold.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for coming.